Ladies and gentlemen, picture this. A doctor is the best qualified in his field, but then, in a life or death medical emergency, a different doctor is told to perform the procedure simply because of his race. Well, we have a similar scenario in South African high school sports with the use of racial quotas. This means that it's not always the best team that walks onto the field. And in trying to address past inequalities, we are just creating new ones. Team morale suffers, talent is overlooked, and excellence is compromised. In our attempt to rectify past wrongs, we are just destroying our future. Racial quotas are doing more harm than good, and it's time we rethink them. The first way in which racial quotas are doing more harm than good to South African high school sports is by the exclusion of deserving white athletes. It's every young athlete's goal and what they strive to achieve to be selected for a national or provincial level team. Sometimes, because of this non-merit based selection process, these deserving, hard-working young white players are not chosen for teams. This can heavily discourage them and cause them to stop working so hard. The Institute of Race Relations in South Africa says on the irr.co.za on the 24th of February 2020, they say that when selection is influenced by mandated racial representation instead of merit, that the players will not get a fair opportunity. A white player may never be chosen for a team, simply because there is a non-white player in his place that is labeled as someone who is good enough to play that position. As we can see, this means that white players may never be selected for their team. The second way in which racial quotas are doing more harm than good to South African school sports is by stigmatizing deserving non-white athletes. These athletes may be labeled as quota players by their teammates and be bullied simply because of their race on the team. You see, when these selection processes are not based on merit, a player has no real way of knowing whether they made the team based on merit or not. These thoughts can make a player play much worse and really destroy their confidence, leading to even further bullying from teammates about being a quota player. As we can see, this is a cycle of negative consequences. Tshepo Mhlongo, the DA Shadow Minister of Art, Sports and Culture, says on the website da.org.co.za on June 29, 2023, that racial quotas undermine fair play, and there is an unjust perception that certain players are not selected for the team based on merit. Not playing their best will lead to stigmatization of non-white athletes, meaning that racial quotas will lead to stigmatization of non-white athletes. Racial quotas undermine our goal of creating a patriotic South Africa. True unity is built on fairness and mutual respect. Race-based selection breeds resentment, division, and the sense of injustice. You see, this is a confusing message being sent. Ever since I was young, I've been told to look past people's race, look past people's skin color. But now, the main policy for selection is simply based on skin color. Jonathan Jansen, the author of Fault Lines, which was published on the 24th of June 2020, says, "We cannot make a racist-free high school environment by making our main selection policy simply based on race." Quotas are by no means healing our past, and they are in fact risking our future. In closing, we can say that racial quotas may have been born of good intentions, but they are now creating unfair barriers and stifling excellence. Talent, hard work, and dedication should determine who gets their place on the field, not race. Creating a better South Africa means moving beyond reconciliation and focusing on development of young, determined athletes. We should stop punishing potential and start rewarding merit. Our youth and our future deserves nothing less.